if you're lucky enough to go to Wimbledon, pay no attention to the royal person sitting in the stands.
Because you're not allowed to, really.
Yeah, apparently you're not allowed to. Meghan Markle was at a Wimbledon match watching her pal Serena Williams. I think they're friends, aren't they?
They're very good friends.
Yeah.
She went to the wedding.
So she was there by herself, no Harry. Just, I guess those are maybe friends or maybe royal attendees, whatever they call them. But some people took out their cell phones and were taking photos.
Which you
some
would
people
assume.
were taking photos of Meghan. Some people weren't even taking photos of Meghan, but the people at her security assumed they were and went after them and said, no photos, please. Even this guy, he claims he wasn't taking a photo of her, that he was taking a selfie.
Come on, he's
with the
taking
court
a
behind
picture.
him.
Give me a break.
But anyway, that was the story he told security.
So anyway, security
shut it all down.
Security said, look, she is here as a private person, not as a member of the royal family. And in England, when somebody is there as a private person or wherever they are, they have that zone of privacy. And they don't. And there have been people who have gotten in trouble for taking pictures.
Right.
But here,
the question is,
she's at Wimbledon, and there have been, and by the way, this is televised. It's televised.
But Wimbledon is in the UK, so if those are the rules in the UK, then I guess she's right to turn people away. But I don't understand.
Is it public or is it not public?
Well, it's a public place.
And also, how do you explain television cameras are on this? So you guys are knowing.
Right.
That's the big question here, right? Because obviously the television cameras were there broadcasting Serena Williams. You know, it wasn't just a, you know.
And Meghan. And Meghan.
And
they certainly showed Meghan
arriving in the stand. Clearly, as soon as she was there, all eyes turned to her. So were the cameras not supposed to be filming her when she's arriving in the stand?
So here's the distinction. It's clearly a public place, but is she there? How can a member of the royal family be a private person?
I'll give you the argument why I don't understand it. The argument is that if they know that the cameras for the television cameras are going to train on her because she's in the royal family, she's got to know that she is representing the royal family because the television cameras are going to be under.
That's what
so she knows that when she goes in.
No, the two things conflict. The two things conflict entirely.
Yeah, they can totally conflict.
A member of the royal family, by definition, can't be a private person.
Well,
right?
I think that's different. No, I think you can be a private person in a different setting, but this is a very public setting.
Remember Kate Middleton.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
There was a case involving Kate Middleton.
Yeah, so if they're in their backyard, obviously that's different.
In the law, are there distinctions for private places and public places?
No.
It's
situational.
Right. Well, then it's situational depending on what, though?
It's situational just depending on all the circumstances, but you got to look at it, and then it's like Wimbledon?
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, if I'm at a resort, I look around, everybody else there, that's a public place, right?
Like, I think a resort is different than Wimbledon.
Well,
sure it is, but now we're talking about what we think.
It's not that it's a public place versus a private place. It's whether you're there, because I think the resort's a good example.
Yeah,
if you're at a resort and you're vacationing, the argument is you're a private person there. You're not.
Right. Is that
that's the Kate Middleton case, right? Because Kate Middleton had photos taken of her while she was on vacation. She was topless, and the photos were then published, and she won a very serious case.
What I'm saying is, if you leave the house, right? Like, first of all, you're a member of the royal family no matter where you go. So if we just say, if you're a member of the royal, then you can never have a private moment, because wherever you go, you're a duchess. So you go to the mall, you go to wherever you go.
But I think there's an argument to be made about if you are, for example, because Kate Middleton goes to the mall and does go shopping sometimes, right? And she's seen there just sort of out in the park with her family, and those are very clearly private moments.
How can it be private at a mall?
But you can't.
It's where a bunch of
it's more.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's not that you're expecting privacy in that respect, and it's not that it's a private place or a public place. It's whether you're performing a royal duty and they're representing the royal family.
And also, is there going to be coverage of international cameras present?
Right.
You go to the mall, you don't know
that there's going to be Getty
because that's not true, though.
Because by virtue of being a celebrity,
no,
there's
but I'm talking about the difference between
wherever you
paparazzi. The difference between a paparazzi and between knowing you are going to an event where you know there are going to be cameras broadcasting.
If you're walking through Harrods and you suddenly see Meghan Markle walking across, aren't you going to want to take a photo?
But you may not be able to.
Yes, you may. Of course, you're going to want to. You're going to have that instinct.
Tea and crumpets, no.
Right.
So am I going to get arrested for that?
That is a completely different exhibition.
And leave the royals alone. Leave Meghan alone. Don't make me start crying. What's homie name? Chris Parker. Hey, shout out to him. Like, leave Meghan alone, man.
Hi, I'm Tamara from Memphis, and I think this is much ado about nothing. I don't care where you are. She's an adult before she was a duchess. You know, I understand that title follows her everywhere, but she's here to see a friend. She's just spectating. And for all we know, before she got out the truck, she probably told them, look, I don't want to be bothered. I'm just here. The focus is not on me. I know she signed an autograph for a little boy, but that's more of a motherly thing. Like, he's not going to understand. I don't want to be bothered. But I think this is a big blow up. She's just there to spectate. It's not her fault. They were like, oh, look who came.
Yeah.
And I'm an adult.
Meghan wasn't the one, by the way, who said, don't take pictures. It was her team.